So my research, I always have a sort of umbrella term that I use, which is forensic jewellery. Essentially, what that means is I research how jewellery can be used in cases of forensic science, but also more broadly crime, death, disaster. So I'm really interested in jewellery's potential as a form of evidence and what that can tell us about human beings, who they are, where they came from, and what they were kind of up to in the final stages of their life. The current focus of my research is now on the issue of international migration, specifically looking at the north region of Evros in Greece. Very sadly, since around 2002, almost 600 migrants and refugees have lost their lives crossing a particularly treacherous river crossing between Turkey and Greece. And to this day, over 60% remain unidentified and without a name. So the thrust and the current focus of my research is really looking at the objects, jewellery, the photographs, and the personal possessions that these individuals brought with them on their journey. Looking for clues that might indicate not only who they were, but maybe where they were travelling from, what their destination was likely to be, and generally providing some kind of insight into their identity. The steps that we've taken in the research so far have primarily involved taking a really interdisciplinary view, seeing the value in personal effects and analysis of objects, but also consolidating and digitising hundreds of police reports, autopsy reports, post-mortem images, and really trying to gather together forensic, police and personal data. I think one of the things about this research is not only enhancing awareness of the forensic and evidential value of objects in the Mediterranean, in issues of migration, but also the personal and the sentimental, the religious and the cultural importance of these items to the people who very sadly lost their lives. The heart of the project so far has focused on establishing a database, a website of sorts, which contains more than 400 personal items attributed to the identities of more than 100 missing and unidentified migrants. We have been working very closely in Greece with a number of charities, police forces, non-government organisations. So the work really seeks to bring together not only these partners, but wider partners and collaborators active on the issues of migration, oceanography, even things like material culture, to really kind of raise awareness as to the value of personal effects in identification processes. The ultimate goal really is to benefit the partners and ensure that their work can incorporate things like the analysis of objects and jewellery, and hopefully working towards some kind of methodology in the Mediterranean where personal effects and objects are viewed as just as important and just as meaningful as the body itself in forensic science and identification. At the moment, the project is obviously keeping things small and relatively focused on a particular mortuary, a particular hospital, a particular area of Greece. But I really hope that the project will act as a prototype, essentially, a small proof of concept to test the appropriateness of a methodology that's very interdisciplinary, very design-led, and really incorporates this collaborative international way of working. For me, the difference probably is making sure that research is co-designed together with our end users or our partners or the recipients of this knowledge. As a practicing designer, it's very important that user research accompanies academic research, and that, you know, I'm absolutely trying to fill a legitimate gap in knowledge, something that's needed, really helping my users achieve a goal, helping make their lives better, and ultimately addressing a pain point or challenge or opportunity. I think without really working together collaboratively with our end users, we're in danger as academics of doing research for research's sake and not having that kind of uptake, not having that use of research in practice, where it kind of sits on a shelf and doesn't make people's lives better.